they are telling Arsenal offer about from Saudi Arabia no.
Yeah.
I have 40 million euros.
Yeah.
And I don't know, say Bianca, over advice say party at this point on Saudi Arabia no kobo game.
Need to visa sika party kwajo Saudi Arabia.
Say Australia.
And you say Australia. Now whatever the money he will take there no. Me make a crime how can I advise Thomas Partey? He should go and take his money. Also 30 years. 30 years. Ghanaian player 30 years. Charlie, you should go and take his money.
I want to be more better 2 seasons in Europe.
You see, for what reason? If you are playing in Europe, you are playing for maybe pedigree sake. For the sake, say, for the European players, most of the time, someone's in Europe, they want pedigree, they love it. But again, we go back to the age-old saying that you can't say, if you're a South American, if you're an American, if you're an African player, it's essentially about financial sustainability. And it's saying that you know, wechi asemumbem. If you're a 30-year-old party and your big deal was Saudi Arabia, he doesn't need my advice. Eso kokoji ni sika, you know, fumble the bag. This can party as players are let's go to Madrid. Waji the friend said the Europa League before. He has won in the league or Spain or Holland before. He has been seen as one of the best midfielders in the deep lining role. Or Spain, and he has shown it in England. What again does he have to prove as an African man? Enjoy your life. Go to Saudi Arabia for the next 2 years. You never know. Maybe you'll bet him about back to Europe again, even before he retires. Play for 2 or 3 years in Saudi Arabia. Get good money. Invest in Ghana or whatever you want to invest in. Then you can come back for a pedigree or whatever you want to get.
At a point.
Yeah.
Yeah. But consider China.
You see, at the time, the antennas.
Yeah, maybe say that antennas.
Yeah, at the time.
As a modern power bobo, come on, Sunderland.
Yeah.
Judy say. Why China?
At the time, people don't understand him. But when it gets there, that's where you understand. That's why, say, Oko Manuel Ugarte transferred or choosing Paris Saint-Germain over Chelsea. And there were conversations of, say, okay, Paris Saint-Germain slightly increase the wage and all some demand or no. It may be true or not true in terms of reality. But if you can understand if that's even happening, because he's a South American, essentially, and it is very, very important. Which decision made, be an informal decision to make some decisions different. And I think that Thomas Partey would have to look deep down himself. I mean, quite there. Some party or Man United and what have you. But the money is important.
Okay.
Rich. And now Pauli Ekachev and now we stream on YouTube as well. So Misha
Passports live
on YouTube. Kindly do subscribe.
Subscribe it.
Yeah.
Anytime you buy live notification
exactly.
Very well.
You are good to go. Now what journey and YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing us. Rich, you see, Pep is the greatest football manager ever. Pep, managers no. Sieka Gota, he is the GOAT. Not because of football, you see, it is the reason why abroad they don't call people just coaches or trainers,
but managers.
They are all-round managers. You wake up in the morning, you are managing 23, 24, 25 big egos, older people, some about just less than 5 years younger than you. Ebi are worried to say why. Ebi were mad to say why. Ebi were probably bigger issues than you. Some of them are some of the best players ever to grace the game of football. But you are managing them. And I think, sir, one of the biggest parts in managing a group, it's about making sure that the group stays hungry at every point in time. So, Biba, that's a wajini so jina. That's why you're one of the best, and they don't have the hunger to go on and win again. As a manager, your biggest prerequisite is to keep the group hungry. And now, yet one of you say, Abrante friend Gündoğan is going straight to Barcelona. Pep would have loved to keep him, but he will never try to keep Gündoğan on the team.
Reason?
Because he needs to keep his team hungry. Gündoğan at EPL no sir. Nyana ne eluding the Champions League no. He has won it, and in a season he has won a treble. If you're a Manchester United fan, Gündoğan is a good player, top player. You would have loved to keep him, but in the sense of Pep Guardiola, you let him go at his age. He was getting to the end of his contract. Then at the end of the day, you refresh the squad with younger players who are much more hungrier. These are some of the nitty-gritties. A lot of the managers who are probably even better coaches than Pep don't end up being better managers than him. These are some of the things. Raheem Sterling leaving to Chelsea Football Club. Under him, Sterling was one of the best wingers in English Premier League. He didn't fight it. He got to a point he realized he had to go for him to keep his squad hungry. I will bring in a new winger next season. I will augment it and bring a better friend, Julian Alvarez, to get a job done. And that's exactly what is going on with the Gündoğan sale. Gündoğan is going straight to Barcelona. You see, Barca is a top midfielder in Ike Gündoğan. Top midfielder. Barca's attacking trio in terms of attacking number 8, you know. Gavi, Pedri, doing whatever they will do with our branch friend Frankie de Jong in deep lining areas. If they wanted to add steel, then our branch friend Frankie and Kessie would add that to it for them. Now they have a pure technical midfielder as a number 10, not just necessarily as a creator, but let's add goals to it. Yeah, attacking the last part of the 18-yard box. No, never goals in count. He has a lot of experience to Barca midfield now. Sergio Busquets, Efrimo, that's exactly what he gives to them. Now, and yet Gavi Nkwana, you rely on him to create. And yet Pedri Nkwana, and I tell you, Rich, mark my words, Guru and Akone, you will see new levels of Gavi and Pedri. Or Barcelona.
You change them.
Yeah, like influence or a top player or experience, no. So he influenced them to unlock certain parts of their game, and that's exactly what's going to go on. Barca have a wonderful midfield quartet in Abrante Freno, Frankie de Jong, Gavi, Pedri, and Ike Gündoğan in that conversation. This is an interview now, Xabi Alonso, and describing how usually Pep Guardiola wants his midfielders to play. And in this, there are 3 key parts of a midfielder under Pep Guardiola. Your press resistance ability, your ball carrying ability, your ability to lead the press and know in which angle to press. And that's exactly what I brought your friend Xabi Alonso. Not all kinds, actually, your friend say, Gallagher, you go on and you ask yourself, say, I didn't see that branch of friend Bernardo Silva. And continue. But there are a lot of rumors, says how the phone discover. Paris Saint-Germain so etite on. They would love to add into it. And you see, for Paris Saint-Germain, once there is a Portuguese player via Paris Saint-Germain, you should be worried because there is Luis Campos. They also work closely with Jorge Mendes. And these are the people that manage the affairs of Bernardo Silva. They would want to get that job done. Pep is not worried. In the purchase of a branch friend Mateo Kovacic, I don't think that Mateo Kovacic is coming to replace Ike Gündoğan. And during the Krapo Tnaya, Mateo Kovacic would have come. And the reasons are simple. This is how I see it. Okay, last season, time at Brighton about Manchester City. It was a difficult game for Manchester City. And in 2 games, I mean, who was the City every part to break down teams? No, was that Arsenal game and then the Brighton game? They mugged or they pressed Manchester City 1v1 all across the pitch. In a game like that, you need one of the best progressive carriers in our branch friend Mateo Kovacic. You need one of the best carriers and press resistant players in Mateo Kovacic. And then, of course, if you go to Opta will tell you that if you want the list of the best progressive carriers last season, Mateo Kovacic is second in the top 5. And that's exactly a tactical board. So 5 central midfielders with the most ball carries per 90 minutes in the Premier League. And the caveats near 1,000+ minutes. Or you're just right behind Rodri. Kovacic, 20.4 Mateo Kovacic before Bernardo Silva. So it means that if Kovacic is joining Bernardo Silva, so Bernardo Silva and Paris Saint-Germain or Saudi Arabia.
No,
now, Pep has 3 of the best ball carriers in the English Premier League. So at any point in time, if you are pressing Pep Guardiola's team 1v1 and you are marking them across the pitch, Mateo Kovacic can drop deep and pick the ball. Then John Stones will push up. And it is safe for our branch friend Bernardo Silva from out wide. And Rodri can do same. That is why Pep is too good. Whilst every time teams are just buying players for buying sake, he's consistently thinking of how to augment the squad and solve basic problems in a team. And that is why Pep is so good and made me worried as a Chelsea fan. Teams no air build, but he gives you a lot of answers to it as to exactly how he wants to play, and that's exactly what he wants to do. Say Andy will switch for me, and this is exactly how Mateo Kovacic compares to Ike Gündoğan. The progressive carries, Kovacic have better progressive carries than Ike Gündoğan. carry and dribbling volume, Kovacic has 90, Gündoğan has 55. The link-up play volume, no, in the final third, that is where Gündoğan is a different player from friend saying Kovacic. He has 92, Kovacic has about 50. That is the problem. In the final third, you draw opponent in the box, then you creating within those spaces, no. I bet your friend Gündoğan is way better than Matthew Kovacic. But once you move to the other side of the pitch and the conversation, you know, and you are talking about exactly what he gives you in terms of the link-up play and press, you know, then you have Matthew Kovacic getting the job done. Rich, this is what I was saying, Michelle. Say, all journeyers on the tactical board. I want to be very specific. Say, if you watch the games, you can really understand. Sometimes, say teams echo to play against teams in Manchester City. What they do is that they press you 1v1 all across the field of play. They don't worry to come and press and isolate you and do all of those things. And you're 1v1. So what Pep Guardiola is saying is that, say, now, Matthew Kovacic is joining the team as a number 8. Say, what if you say from either Ruben Diaz or John Stones or Akanji or whoever, Kovacic with his close control in tight spaces, no, and on the half turn, no, can drop to receive the ball from here. Once he receives the ball, or your progressive career, or your good dribbler, the volume of doing that is one of the best you get in the English Premier League. He picks up the ball here, and he is on a quick turn. No, because he's a wonderful dribbler. Take the ball on. Then Rodri also isolates. If the ball goes into wide areas, there is also Bernardo Silva to get a job done. And I've said it. So, a classical gamer, Manchester City, it is the game against Arsenal where they didn't have the players to dribble and carry the ball forward. They went long to Erling Braut Haaland. Next season, some more boss our games here. It's a simple job for Matthew Kovacic here, Jumano. And even from the business aspect of this deal, it's a good one. With Sonia Matthew Kovacic at 29 years for 25 million. Now add-ons be counted 30 million. A wonderful business now. Okay. And at Chelsea, you would hope that Matthew Kovacic could have done that. But Maka, say those Chelsea players have one of the best technical abilities all across any squad or England. The problem is they were not playing in a particularly very good structure, and that is what he was ailing. The only issue and reason why I make us say Kovacic is not going to replace our branch friend Gündoğan is the fact that Kovacic is not a final third midfielder. In front of the opposition's 18-yard box, he won't give you that. But Gündoğan will give you that and more in the opposition final third, and that's exactly it. And it's Nyame next season there. You be who say changes no be basa. Pep S with Chico Kakra, he plays with these players. Sometimes he goes long to the players that he wants to go long into, and exactly how he wants to get a job that it's Man City there. I don't know how you people are going to deal with them. And they up till now, Messi Mountain Crown won't mean we in a deal. I'm worried about Manchester United.
Yeah, Sebu.
It's not. See, can I stand for the talk I have it now? It makes me feel say Ateta wo trimu pobi on trimu.
Trimu pobi.
I don't like. I have a feeling say you should just can have it as just a number 8. Send him. Or you don't think so?
Make it chaos. Say Arsenal so damp, yo.
He got damp.
I want to drink Sebu.
Damp.
They are so damp. They bought Jorginho and want him to stay. The worst part is can't have it. Arsenal are losing their squad in depth.
Oh no, but if squad in depth, no, but what's he saying?
I say, Jorginho mko fan by.
Yeah. Ebi okay.
One said them, what's up with the same club? I will for player in the buyer. When your impact can be. Yeah. I can't have it on us no. Season year came in. On us went to be Chelsea. So it means that Arsenal said then could be any so combat strengthen on bench and obenya the squad in depth. Rather Arsenal boom as almost say come.
No, but I say two players, but okay, Martin or can I say?
Minimum say be what you brand.
I get what you say.
I was so say. Arsenal team will be at the ball match here. Squad in depth.
Yeah.
Players now will talk about augment to squad in now. It seems like I'm on certain news for
I understand.
And he as on certain to project nothing.
Okay. I think say Asem Potiano so can the word shouldn't have been squad in depth. If you also qualify squad in depth to see the quality of the in depth of the squad, because once you buy Kai Havertz, you have a lot more. So there is depth in the squad.
Okay. Maybe a quality.
Yeah, quality. Historically, Arsenal were issues with players on motor free Chelsea. player features equal Arsenal and share down for historically happens. But that is what makes me believe, say, Arsenal are not buying Kai Havertz to come and score goals for them. You remember 2 or 1 week or so ago, Mekacho said, the frame of Kai Havertz alone is different from all of Arsenal's attackers. Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, what's his name, Edin Ketia, Gabriel Jesus, what's his name, Odegaard. These are all short players, low center gravity players. Kai Havertz offers more. I think he's 6'1" or so, very tall player. And Oyalanki, cast in the frame of Berbatov, Mosen and Omoye attackers now Honum. Yes, Kai may not have functioned well with Chelsea Football Club. And the statistics there prove same in that Asema Okano. So players are more underperforming on XG Spa last season. Kai Havertz was on top of it. Onya chance and Wabwegu. Odu anyone man say a chance. You create good chance for him. He doesn't get a job done. That is true. But that's what makes me believe. And for a lot of people tactically analyze Kai Havertz, say he may not be playing just as a number 9 for us now. They want something else from us now. You know, Xhaka is going. So maybe they want to play a branch friend Kai Havertz as an attacking number 8 on the left-hand side. Who's the left-footed? To add to some players, no, he occupies our left and right-hand space. No, yeah. So Arsenal can progress the ball in those areas. Say, time and Kai Havertz or Bayer Leverkusen. No. He played as a striker 17% of the times he was there. Left winger 1% of the times he was there. 37% of the time he was there no ball. As a central attacking midfielder, right winger 14%, left midfielder 2%, then CM 14%. So it means that he can play in the middle of the park, and he has said it himself. Now, say Miriam, Oka say Arsenal are clueless and want to boss.
I am not become. We can't in the buy.
See, unim or talk Kai Havertz. Not the Declan Rice Kano. Now, if you for Odegaard Jerome and they are playing a good structure, you don't know. You don't know how it's going to work. Now, me worry in your but see, I want more rich. You see, I won't be shocked. Says a Niema Koso send Ekuya. Next season, one Champions League, the moon team qualify.
Okay, Kofi, you are good to go.
And I say next month you're action.
Oh, action day.
11th July.
Action day.
Gosh.
On the shows of 4.5. 50 man Fred Martin in Kano. Where we Ayala so banafe. Yewi wa manene. But Mr. Uti Mr. CI na. We sit and over so kusunya there.